use your grade in Blackboard. So if you have concern about your grading, you are more than welcome to my office so we can review that. The highest score is 100. We have one student gets full score in the second midterm. And some other student gets 96, 92. And the median score is like 72 or 76, around that area. So under control, I would say that overall, okay, the performance of the whole class, but individual performance vary a lot, right? We do have full score, we do have students didn't perform so well in the second exam. If you want to review exam or just want to discuss with me on how to increase your grade in the future, in the rest of the last month, welcome. Okay, that's first thing. Second, I posted a group case assignment like 5 minutes ago. Okay, so the due date is Monday after next week. So you guys can definitely in the weekend can individually first look at the case and next Monday come together, set a scheduled meeting time or some other plan. That's for each team. That's my suggestion. But the case already posted. If you have questions, let me know. Any question, comments about the midterm and also group case? Nothing? Good? Okay. Then let's finish chapter 15 on today's class. We have discussed about third-party logistics, outsourcing, alright? So if you think, okay, it's not wise to have your own trucks or drivers, you can outsource to UPS. If you think you don't want to run a big warehouse, take care of, or has the IT infrastructure to track your inventory, you can outsource it to Amazon or maybe Walmart. So that's the third party. I also mentioned the fourth party logistics. Anybody still remember? What does fourth party logistics mean?
Yeah, basically kind of consulting.
Consulting, right? Decide which vendor you should outsource. Or basically, okay, maybe the consulting will tell you, okay, you should do that by yourself. That's kind of, right? But basically they provide consulting for you. That's fourth party. Okay, next topic we'll discuss is about the bullwhip effect. So the bullwhip effect is that, so the demand for the downstream from customer demand will cause inventory fluctuation to fluctuate and get out of control. So for example, the inventory fluctuation can be magnified by so many factors, such as you only order periodically. It's not like daily ordering. You overreact to the shortage. You are panic. You say, oh, I have such a little storage, and let's order a lot. Forecasting problem. You only do the batch order. Instead, you only need 85, you have to order 100. That creates extra inventory. You want to do some promotion, so only hold a lot on hand. Return policy. So if we have a fluctuation of inventory, it creates a lot of problem like high costs, right? Holding costs, lower customer satisfaction. So if we have extra inventory, we have high costs, we have very low inventory level, we disappoint our customers. So this picture shows the bullwhip effects in the supply chain. So when we go to the downstream supply chain to the final customer, usually the demand is pretty stable. It still have variance. That's the reason we want to make the forecast. But it is pretty stable. When it's moved to the upstream of the supply chain from supplier, manufacturer, distributor, blah blah until the final customer, you can see the order fluctuation become larger and larger. That's the phenomenon. Okay, believe it's a lot. I believe you guys will believe that. Okay, the reason is that we'll play the game on next Monday. Okay, next Monday everybody should be here because it's a team game. So we have 6 teams. Okay, each team play a role. I will assign the role for you guys. Okay, just read the instruction. Or post very soon today or tomorrow. As you can also, at the beginning of Monday's class, I will also introduce the game. So basically we have 6 teams, right? So 6 teams plays a role from like supplier, manufacturer, wholesaler, distributor, retailer, vendor. And I already told Michael Smith, our tutor, let he come to here to play the role as customer. So basically you have customer. So in fact there's 7 players in the supply chain, right? And then what you guys have to do is that Okay, every period. First, Michael, as a customer, he will order from the vendor. And then before he order from you, you have to prepare your inventory and make your forecast. Or how many Michael will order. I will give you the demand distribution on Monday. Right? Very simple, 8 to 12, uniform distribution. There's only 5 possible outcomes. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No more or no less. Okay, then the vendor's job is pretty straightforward. Okay, you want to forecast what Michael will order, and then how many inventory you want to carry. 10 or 12? Someone say we want to carry 12 because it's safe, right? At most, he will order 12. If you have extra, you have holding costs. You have your shortage, you have shortage costs. So every period you count your on-hand inventory. Right? If 0, you have 0 cost, and then record your costs. When they do the same thing to the upstream, you place order. Upstream player, retailer, has to prepare the inventory. Do the same thing until the manufacturer supplier. Then we'll see this pattern. This pattern, you can see that's the game played by my previous students. Let's first see customer. Right, it's the green line. You can see customer demand is very, very stable. In fact, the first 4 periods, they have the same demand, just 8. Right? But let's see the last player, manufacturer. You can see their production quantity is like this. Well, you know what? Usually, I assign a pretty decent team to play manufacturer because it's the hardest job. And then usually this team say, oh, our team is great. Let's play the manufacturer. And then usually their performance is much worse than the downstream. So I would expect the same thing happen on Monday's class. Right? But if you play on the role of upstream, don't be panic. You are expected to perform a little bit worse than the downstream player. But if you perform better than them, that means you do a fantastic job. Okay, so everybody should come here to help your teammates. Otherwise, right, this is teamwork on Monday. It's clear, everybody? Okay. So, mitigating the bullwhip effect. If we have good supply chain management, we can hopefully overcome the bullwhip effect. For example, if we have strategic buffering, we hold the inventory as the distribution center rather than the retail outlets. So we face direct customer demand instead of the big fluctuation from the retailer, right? VMI, okay, vendor manage inventory, the vendor monitor good and replenish retailer inventory when supplies are low. That's exactly happened between Walmart and Procter & Gamble. Okay, they have a fantastic example of this VMI. So vendor, this example is P&G. Right? They provide food products for Walmart. They track everything and then also track the order. Next topic we'll talk about is about returns. Okay. Now we'll talk about returns. That's a little bit fancy notation. It's called reverse logistics. When we talk about reverse logistics, it already include the return. It's the process of transporting the return items. But in academia, when we talk about the reverse logistics, it's more than just return. It can be include recycle, can be include a lot of things. Return, right? Return. Products returned to the company or third party for several different reasons, and in very different conditions. Okay, why the products are returned from us customers to the manufacturer? Why? Or third party? Any reasons? Why we return them? Defective. Yeah, definitely. Quality issue. Any other reason? We return the product. Don't like it? Yeah.
Doesn't work right.
Yes. Any other problem? Probably reason? Quality, preference. No other reason?
Demand for it may go down.
I mean, the individual customer. Why you want to return the item?
Well, I don't know, like if we rent some construction equipment, but then like we decide we're not going to build this building.
Yeah. So basically, the customer expects high usage of the product, but unfortunately the usage is pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Another reason is price.
Find
Right?
lower
Price, right? You find lower price, you just return that. That's happened again and again. So you can see nowadays, when we talk about return, it's not just quantity. Usually we think of return that must be quantity issue, but in fact it's not. Nowadays, many people return also because of quality issue, especially we have Black Friday very soon. Well, after Black Friday, there's a lot of returns. Well, you don't want to go to customer service in Walmart after Black Friday. That's where wait for hours, right? So people just buy and then return for different reasons. So element to return management, gatekeeping. Okay, you want to screen the return good to prevent incorrect acceptance of goods. Avoidance, find ways to minimize the number of items that are returned. How can we avoid customer to return or reduce the amounts that customer return to us? Anything we can do? Anything you see company has done? I'm thinking about different reasons. I talk about quality, price, customer demand is low, you don't like the design, all different reasons of return. Then how can we motivate the customer to keep the product instead of return to us?
One way is to qualify the customer. From working in retail, when you're interacting with the customer, you try to make sure you do good customer service to find out exactly what they need. Because sometimes the customer doesn't really know.
Yeah, very good. First is the introduction details of the products or service, right? Especially product. Service is hard to return, but it's product. So they need to know in advance when they make the purchase, right? What will happen? What do you expect to get? If you buy a 500, I don't know, toy in it, that won't have like heating system or like sprinkle. No, that's no way. Have you tried this toy in it, right? Heating system, and then have sprinkle system. If you go travel to Japan, every toy in it has that. Every toy in it. Many people don't get use of that. Yeah, they feel it pretty weird, right? After you do something, the water come out, right? But anyway, that's very popular. You guys may see more and more in US in the next 10 or 20 years because Japan was the leading country that promotes that, right? The heating system. Right? And also, if you sit on the toilet, it has a heating system. But many Asian countries already follow up. So you don't expect the same level. Any other suggestions for how to demotivate people to return? Beyond customer service? Have you guys buy some toys before, furniture before? Require lots of assembly? Huh? When you read the instruction, what they say? They say, please don't return that until you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? That's prevents your return. Because many problems you are income, you can solve. For example, this screw doesn't work. You want to return the whole stuff, you just call them. They send you new components, right, to assembly. Or they say there's some video online to tell you exactly how to assemble that. So because I have kids, so I have to assemble lots of toys. It's painful. But yeah, I'm not a handy person because I'm not a native people here. I assume you guys, you are born in US, you must be handy. I know it's a bias, but anyway. So a lot of time I want to return. I say, okay, it's crap, right? I can't figure out that. And then I read the instruction. Most likely I can figure out that myself. So that's one way we should think about that, right? Another thing about price. How can we motivate people don't return because they find a cheaper price?
Price matching.
Price match, right? So within this time, we match your price. Because you think about, it's very expensive to handle return. Very expensive. Most likely it will be more expensive than you match the price sometimes, right? So that's how we can try to avoid the return from customers. How to create an effective supply chain? Let's begin with strategic sourcing. So you want to analyze your procurement process by reducing the waste and the non-value added activities, increase profits, reduce the risk, and improve the supply performance. There must be trust between you and your supplier. Right? Effective communication is the key, especially when we have global sourcing. Information velocity is not just information sharing, it's on-time information sharing. Right? Supply chain visibility, we use barcode RFID to track the items. Okay, where the item come from. Event management capability, performance metrics to measure the performance of the supplier. That's a lot, means we can do that. But there are lots of challenges in the supply chain. Even we try very hard to manage it well. For example, integration of organization is really hard. There's several reasons. Okay, the first is trust. On whether our two companies can build a trust. Okay, trust together. Okay, second is still communication. Right. So if we speak different language, we are both very reputable company in our own country. That still can create problem. Miscommunication. The third is definitely about politics. Right? You think about a lot of merge case was denied or delayed by the government level. Okay. For example, several examples. The latest example is about AT&T and Time Warner. Do you guys know that? So AT&T want to purchase Time Warner. Well, this integration is pretty good because AT&T, right? Time Warner has a lot of TV channel which AT&T doesn't have. AT&T also have some TV channel like CNN. Time Warner doesn't have. Or they have internet. Okay, they compete hand to hand. If they merge together, they won't compete, right? For internet service, right? So this is like a win-win situation. But that government say, hold on, you guys can't merge. The reason they gave is very interesting. They say you guys both have the like TV channel. So AT&T, if you want to buy Time Warner, you have to first sell CNN and other channels. Many people think it's because of president. Yeah, we know the relationship between the current president and CNN, right? Everybody knows that, right? So if you AT&T want to purchase Time Warner, you have to sell CNN. Wow, that is a big hurt for CNN if AT&T have to sell that. So I don't know what will happen in the future. But so you can see integration involve a lot of, sometimes it's between your two companies. Sometimes it's beyond your 2 or 3 companies, right? Getting top management on board. It's very, very hard for the Fortune 500 level company to do that, right? The C-level position, okay, everybody listen to that. One example I tell you guys is that when I did a global project for Unilever, that's a global project. So every site in the world should do the project with us, install our software, test our software in 1 year, and go live after 1 year. But Indian sites, they have strong resistance on this project because they think it's perfect Excel spreadsheets to handle the demand forecast inventory management. Even that is a high-level decision. Say globally, we already signed multi-million dollars with this company to do that. Well, the Indian side, they say, we don't want to do that. They don't just say that, they act. Okay, delay our progress a lot. So that's happened, right? Even for the Unilever, we think about this very, very successful company. Small business is extremely hard because it's really hard to make your good forecast. Inventory, you have limited capacity, okay. Schedule can be also a problem. Supply chain has a lot of uncertainty and variability. As we have discussed, when the supply chain becomes longer and longer, and our supplier is not just from Hamburg to Limberton, it's from Virginia, from Michigan, from California, that is creates a lot of uncertainty for the transportation, for the communication, a lot of things happen. Response time, customers nowadays are impatient. You click on the button, you wait. And then if you don't get, you cancel. For example, I order a cell phone. I think 2 weeks ago, or maybe at least 10 days ago from GeoBase. Have anybody heard about this website? GeoBase? Okay, this website. Basically, I purchased a cell phone. Okay, I checked like 2 or 3 days ago. They didn't ship that yet. So almost like 1 week. And the seller is from Hong Kong, so even they ship that, I will receive that after 2 weeks later. So that's the reason many people on the forum call GeoBase is GeoWorse. But anyway, so that's the problem. My wife asked me yesterday, why is your cell phone? I said they didn't even ship that out. Let's wait for another month. I said just return that. Purchase a new one in Black Friday. I may do that because, well, it's a good deal, but yeah, take too long. So customers, Response time is key. In the supply chain, we have to consider lots of trade-offs. The first one is the lot size, inventory trade-off. So if you have higher level of safe stock, then you have high customer service. That is also have high cost, right? So that's a trade-off. Inventory versus transportation, right? You think about it, when we send our truck out to door, usually we want this full load or partial load. Our truck go out from our warehouse. You want a full load truck or half a load truck?
Full.
Full. Why you want a truck full load? Cost, right? Per unit cost, right? That's when it's cheaper. But can we always have this ideal situation? All the trucks go out is full. Why we cannot reach this situation? Timing, very good, Alan. You have to wait, right? Well, you have to wait, and the customer we have talked about is impatience. When the customer waits for full load, right? So that's a problem. So that's a trade-off between inventory and transportation. Right? So if you always have the full truckload, definitely transportation department really like that. But the problem is that the customer. And if you have less or like half load of a truck, your inventory is high. Keep the product still in the warehouse. One improvement or solution for solving this problem is called cross-docking. So this is that instead of going our inventory or warehouse, the inbound truck just unload the products and direct load to the outgoing trucks. Right? Instead of first go to our warehouse and put on the shelf and pick later and go to the outbound trucks. So it's direct from truck to truck. But it's not easy to have this ideal situation, especially as Adam mentioned, timing, right? Well, you can't say, okay, outbound truck you wait for 2 days, right? Wait for the inbound truck to come. Well, they should arrive at a similar time, right? Usually the inbound truck can arrive early because it still takes some time to unload the products. But they should arrive on similar time, right? That's a problem. And also, how do you arrange the space, right? Workflow, that's also a problem. And also demand. Okay, how can you make sure the inbound products are the exact product customer need at that time? If there's different product sets, you have to first store in your warehouse. So that's not easy, but you can try to do that because it will save a lot of money on inventory costs. Lead time versus transportation costs. But we don't like long lead time. Why we don't like long lead time? Chapter 13. Why we don't like long lead time?
Cost.
Lead time cost?
I mean, it can cost you if customers not being happy.
Yeah. Customer service level, basically. Lead time is longer, usually the variance is bigger, right? And then it's hard for you to make inventory or purchase. Right? Means?
Yeah, the customers will go to other people
Right,
to buy their stuff.
definitely, right? Like Charles, you know, I'm a so patient customer, right? But my wife, she's not patient, so I may switch for this cell phone purchase. So that's creates problem. On the other hand, transportation, if you choose like FedEx overnight, you know customer will be happy, but you pay a lot of fee, right? That's the trade-off. Okay, products variety versus inventory. So this means if we have just single product, let's make a situation simple, right? Just a single product. Do you think it's easy for our inventory management or hard? Just one product, one type of product. Easy or hard? Easy, right? Agree? Because you think about first, the size is the same. When you design a shelf or storage place, it's pretty easy, right? To put them. If you have multiple products, especially they have different shape, different storage condition like temperature, it makes your inventory extremely hard and it's incur very high cost for inventory, right? So that's the trade-off. But on the other hand, if you only have one product, nowadays who has only one product? Even Apple, right? They still have multiple products. If you are not Apple, you definitely want to have a lot of products because customers are very picky. Right? So that's a trade-off. We know that if we have limited number of products, okay, we save our inventory cost. But on the other hand, limited number of products also decrease our demand potential. That creates a problem. One suggestion for solve this dilemma is called delayed differentiation. That means, okay, for example, if we place the order of this desktop, right, you have the choice when you go online. This is, I think, Lenovo. Okay, this is Lenovo desktop. Or you go to online to find, okay, what is the monitor size you want, right? How big of a hard drive you want, CPU, and also display card, all different, okay, hardware, keyboard, mouse, right, different. So you do have the customization, right? So most likely, everybody here, if you go to Lenovo.com, finally you will get a different products with others. Agree? Right? So they provide different products. But what about their inventory? Do you think they hold this whole desktop in their warehouse? No. What they did?
They have the keyboard, the monitor, and
Yes. They have identical components stored in the same place. When customer order that, they just get different components from different places and then assemble together and ship to the customer. So that's what they did. Okay. It saves a lot of inventory costs, but it also creates the variety for your products. So I think that's a good suggestion. Okay. Many companies did that nowadays. The last trade-off is the customer service. So if we produce or ship in large lots, we reduce the cost but increase the lead time. This intermediation is that reduce one or more steps in the supply chain by cutting out of the middle players. So if the supply chain is extremely long, right, from the supplier to manufacturer to wholesaler to distributor to retailer to vendor, finally to customer. That's when the supply chain, the game will play on next Monday. This is an extremely long supply chain, right? But if we remove some like middle players, maybe the supply chain is shorter, okay, then most likely, right, you will improve the supply chain management. Shipping is faster, production plan is easier. Yeah, so but that's happened in industry. Many, if you guys choose a career, I definitely want to our student to think about wholesaler or distributor. Oh, that position in the supply chain probably is most rising industry nowadays. Okay, if you want to go to that industry, retailer is fine, right? Even that is hurt by e-business, but still, everybody's customer. Customer still buy something from retailer. Manufacturing, even it's tough, but still we need some people to produce. But all middle players, okay, wholesaler, distributor, and then they have very tough situation nowadays. Right? Do you agree with that? Right? Have you seen that? I saw that happen in my parents. So they have the bookstore business for more than 20 years. They are wholesaler. So basically they purchase direct from publisher with very cheaper price, like half price, and then sell to the retailer store, bookstore, like 70%, 80%. The retailer store sell the MSRP to the customer, right? So that's business doing very well, especially before 2005, someday 10 years ago. Okay, very well. But the problem is nowadays, it's also related to e-business. Publisher, they already go to website. They say we sell our products on the websites, Amazon. What? So everybody just order from the publisher. Even retailers, so they suffer, but still, retailers, so they still have a lot of customers from like elementary school, middle school, close to school. You go to the bookstore, right? Or like university. But what's the wholesaler doing? Like think about US, right? Our bookstore, they just direct book from publisher. They didn't go to wholesaler. I'm not sure about US how the books handle whether it's a wholesaler, but in China, there's still a big group of wholesaler, but it's shrinking. Like my parents, they did the business for 20 years, the business is shrinking for the whole industry, wholesale. Shrink a lot. But since they are 60 plus years old, I told you, you guys just have fun, right? That's just like, but it's a job, but it's also like a social network every day, right? You go to the book markets and talk with people, and sometimes you didn't sell anything, but sometimes you make some money. As long as you still make some money, right? You don't want to lose money by doing the business. Well, just have fun. But this industry is shrinking. So that's the industry. If my parents say you want to carry on in that business, not my choice for sure, right? Because it's shrinking. So just pay attention. When you choose your career in the future, it's very important. Maybe not the first job. Well, usually we can't be very picky on the first job. But when you are like 30 years old, around that time, after working for 5 to 6 years, you want to be settled down in an industry. Okay, if you're in a company, you want to choose industry is rising. Nobody, I can't say nobody, right? It's really hard for us to fight with the trend, right? If you want to fight with the trend, you can still be the hero. But for most of us, you don't want to fight with trend. If that's a trend, we know that. Well, that's probably something, unless we are very good at that, we are monopoly on the wholesaler industry or distributor. You don't want to go to that one. Right? Same thing, traditional industry. Right? It's shrinking. We still need that manufacturing, but it's shrinking. Then you should consider more about internet, e-business, new models. Well, if you can get a fit, right? That's because it's a rising. That's industry. That's my really suggestion, because including myself, a lot of people, we deviate from the career path. And then finally, it's not our optimal career path. And for most people, well, the career path is not optimal, we understand. But you really get a suboptimal, at least acceptable career path. You want to avoid some potential risk for this industry. I know it's too realistic. Think about what Charles is Asian people. Asian people are always too realistic. Right? But I don't know, maybe some students don't like this realistic. Well, I should have ideology, but we're in the business world. I assume students here are more realistic than students in political science, right? Or criminal justice, right? Okay, if you like realistic, you should think about that. Which industry is good? Not just for now, 10, 20, 30 years. That's the end of this chapter. Any questions or comments? Too easy? Those guys use the one chapter, no number, right? No math for the whole chapter. Right? Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. Well, we'll see a lot of math in the new chapter, chapter 16. So, okay, now everybody should wake up. The reason is that, let's first do a simple math. So final exam, I know we just finished the second exam. You don't want to talk about final exam, right? Let's talk about that. So final exam is about 1 month from now, less than 1 month in fact. So first, my final exam is comprehensive or not comprehensive? Not comprehensive. Do you want to be comprehensive? We can go to forecasting. You have fun, right? For forecasting, right? Nobody wants comprehensive time. Let's do it incomprehensive, right? So that's in the final exam. We only cover the last 3 chapters, which is chapter 15, we just finished, supply chain management. Chapter 16, we'll begin scheduling. And chapter 12, MRP and ERP. Well, we explained to you guys why I want to put chapter 12 as the end. Right? Because we already passed chapter 13, 15, now 16, and come back to 12. But anyway, these 3 chapters are the only chapters covered in the final. Clear? Okay. Among these 3 chapters, which one is the most important? 12? That's also the reason I asked you guys to wake up now, right? You can sleep for another 2 weeks. Wake up for last week when we go to chapter 12.
16.
Chapter 16. Well, I can't say. I think I'm not politically incorrect because some says those correct. What's that you mean most important? I should say has the most weight in your final exam. Everything is important. Everybody is important. Every chapter is important. But in real world, most likely you will see most questions has highest weight from these chapters. Let's do a further simple math to test your ability. So final example, what is the weight of final example in our final grade? Anybody have remember the syllabus? What is the percentage of final exam for our grade? 20%, and you are the only one has good memory. So this is final.
That shouldn't be the case.
But just keep that in mind. Okay, middle term only counts for 15%. So 2 middle term is 30%. Final itself 20%. Okay, 20%. So final is different with your middle term because we have more than 2 hours. So it's not like 50 minutes. So I will give you 30 multiple choice questions. That's the end. Each question only counts for 2 points, so that's 60 points, right? 30 multiple choice, 2 calculation questions. Each calculation question, like your homework, counts for 20 points in your final exam. So in the final, 2 calculation questions. It's 40 points. Okay, now I want to ask our talent student here, what's the weight for these 2 calculation questions contribute to your final grade? Just 2 calculation questions in the final. What is weight?
40%.
No, it can't be 40. I mean, for your final grade.
8%.
8%, Dylan. Everybody gets that, Dylan? So it's 0.4, right? 40% of a final times 20% of final counts for the whole. But that means the last 2 calculation questions, which is probably your last experience in this class, like last hour, determine 8 points for your final grade. Scary?
Yeah.
Right, it seems that Charles, you guys, you waste us a lot of time. Right, let's just jump to the final hour of the final exam. Right, that's 8 points. Clear? Right, that's 8 points. That's 8 points. Think about your homework only have 7%. You have 100 in the homework, you got 0 in these 2 calculation. That means your homework almost nothing because your homework only counts for 7%. 2 calculation, 8%. Everybody clear? If you want me to explain, I can explain why it's 8%. Clear? 8%, right? It's big. Okay. Now why Charles wants you guys to wake up? Because these 2 calculation questions most likely will come from which chapter?
Chapter 16.
Okay. Okay. You definitely want your teammates to know they don't want to miss class from next week, right? So that's for sure, right? Because I don't want people to cry. Okay, after exam, I didn't know this example before. That's not good. So, chapter 16, you guys really need to wake up. Right? You should wake up all the time. That's the most important time, right? Well, I shouldn't say chapter 16 is hard. I think, okay, for example, the first module definitely is the forecasting. Is the hardest one in the first module, right? What about second module? Which chapter you think is the hardest? Second exam? 13, inventory, right? In this module, scheduling is the most difficult one. That's the reason this will most likely happen. But I don't think it's as hard as inventory and forecasting. Okay. Just prepare, wake up, and follow the instruction. Do the example in the class, you should be fine. Oh, by the way, nothing is fixed, so we need to change, right? That's the slogan. We need to change, so we don't need to change, right? That's most likely that. But if somebody want to give me gifts like alcohol before I prepare the final exam, I can't guarantee again, right? So you can see some problem from chapter 3. You can't complain. I didn't say the syllabus, the final exam is incomprehensive. I didn't say that. I leave a back door. Don't worry. Right? I don't drink alcohol, right, as well. So you should see no surprise like this. Okay? Everybody wake up. Can we begin the chapter 16? Okay. Chapter 16, scheduling. So in this chapter, we should explain what scheduling involves and why it's so important for good scheduling. For high volume, intermediate volume, and low volume system, what's the priority for scheduling? They are different. Describe the schedule need in drop shops, and then introduce and use the Gantt chart, use the assignment model for loading, give examples of commonly used priority rules, summarize some unique problems in service industry for scheduling. By definition, scheduling is the establishment, the time of use equipment, facility, and human activity in organization. Usually, when we think about scheduling, okay, we think about people, right? We think about okay, how we schedule our employee, how many cashier we should put, okay, today, tomorrow, right? Because in fact, it's include more than just people. Equipment, facility. Many times, we're not short of people. When people are fighting to use the equipment, you think about printer machine, if you prepare your final report and in the lab, and people do not fight, okay, I need this printer or something like that. Right? This can't happen, right? So equipment sometimes is the limited resource. Right? That's a crazy problem. effective scheduling can save our costs, increase productivity, and have some other benefits. What can be the other benefits? We know the cost, right? We are business people, right? Always cost. Increasing productivity, we understand, right? That finally still cost. What can be other benefits for good scheduling? If you are manager, think about it, if you are manager, you have a good scheduling. Any benefits?
Lower labor costs.
Lower labor costs. Yes, that's still cost.
Yeah.
And anything beyond money.
If you look out for your employees as far as scheduling, you can have higher morale.
Yes, very good point, right? So the turnover rates, right? The working efficiency can improve because they like their schedule. They know in advance when they have the vacation time, right? You guys won't be happy because today we still have class, and FSU they don't have class today. I'm not happy either because my wife is in FSU, so she asked me on Monday, say, where you can we go outside on Friday? I said, Friday? I have class, you know that, honey. She said, we don't have class. Okay. Well, I have to come here. Anyway, I'm not a veteran, so no complaint. But anyway, so that's the thing, right? People, right? If you take care of them, okay, they work better. High morale level, very good. So that's some other benefits. So think about simple scheduling. Let's think about like Food Lion. That's the place Sydney worked, right? Food Lion. We have to schedule cashier in Food Lion, in grocery store. What time you think you should schedule most cashier in Food Lion? Which days? Or maybe you can go detail, afternoon, evening, or something like that.
I think they send the schedule out like every Saturday or Sunday.
For the next week.
Yes.
Yeah. But my question, first, I don't want you to answer this question because you are inside. So my question that for the students is that if you are managing Food Lion from Monday to Sunday, which days you want to schedule more cashier than some other days?
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday?
Weekdays in the afternoon.
Weekdays afternoon? Okay, let's talk about Friday afternoon, Friday evening afternoon, Saturday and Sunday. Let's think about, okay, morning, afternoon, evening, right? Saturday morning after evening, Sunday morning after evening, Friday evening. Okay, that's 7 time period. Which time period you think we should have most cashier? I'm just asking you guys. Antonio?
Well, Friday is most people payday, so people.
So you
tend
think
to-
Friday evening?
Yeah, Friday evening, Saturday morning. That's when people tend to spend more money because they got paid most likely Friday morning, if not Saturday morning.
Friday evening, Saturday morning. Anybody have different opinion? Agree? You agree? I would agree, right? I think so. Probably Saturday afternoon is also pretty popular, right? Okay. Then Sunday morning. Do you want to schedule lots of employee on Sunday morning? Why?
Church.
Everybody in church.
Yes. Well, it's pretty. I can't say it's unique, but it's more obvious in southern area. When I was in New England, definitely we also have several friends that are Christian. There's no doubt about that. But it's not like Sunday morning everybody go to church. But when I first come here, I say it's very strange. What happened Sunday? Okay, when I drive on the road, low traffic. Is that too cold or too hot? And I gradually understand, okay, it's not because too hot or too cold or people are just lazy to sleep on Sunday morning. That's most people. Well, maybe not most, but lots of people go to church, right, in Southern. But if you, even in the US, if you move to New York area, this pattern can be very different. You'll see a lot of people show up on Sunday morning. It's very common. So then, if you are a Food Lion manager, the schedule need to know your customer. You know customer preference in your region. That's very important things. Well, that's tricky. Right? Because if you just think directly for the whole nation, okay, Sunday morning is important. Well, maybe not true here. Okay, some area. Okay, next Monday everybody should be here, right? Because the teammates rely on you. Have a good day. Right? Happy Veterans Day. Without rest.